Hi everyone, Ryan here. For this presentation, I want to be talking about Japanese culture and taking a look at their values, communication styles, and cuisine. I first visited Japan in December 2023 with my wife, and then had the chance to go back again in May 2025, this time with my parents. We kind of had a chance to show them around to a few of the different cities that we visited before, and also visited a few different ones as well. For this presentation, we'll be talking about Hofstede's cultural definite dimensions. Geert Hofstede was an IBM employee and psychologist. I've included a photo of him right there to the right just to kind of show what he looks like. And he pioneered research on cross-cultural groups and organizations and came up with the six cultural dimensions. And these are individualism versus collectivism, power distance index, which is high versus low, uncertainty avoidance index, masculinity versus femininity, long-term versus short-term orientation, and indulgence versus restraint. For the purpose of my presentation, we're going to start with masculinity versus femininity. And from our text, you can see that Japan, or in this image here, you can see that Japan leans far right on the masculinity scale. They get a score of 95 on this dimension, and that's because they're driven by competition. They want to reach as many achievements as they can and kind of be successful in everything that they do. And this competition leads to improvement in themselves and the people that they compete with. And an example of this that you can see in a corporate world between men versus women is that men tend to be in strong assertive roles, whereas women are the homemakers and the caregivers. But we're starting to see a shift towards a more egalitarian view where we have more women that are joining the workforce now. And in other ways that we can see how they lean more towards masculinity is that they typically work very long hours in a corporate world and they usually work far beyond what's required of them. The next one that we're going to talk about is the long-term versus short-term orientation. In terms of long-term orientation, this is where they lean towards sustainability, and short-term is where they lean towards affordability options like cost-effective options. So Japan scores a 100 on this scale, meaning that they lean way long-term. And this is because they value and respect traditions and maintaining that connection with their past. So they live their lives that are guided by virtues and practical good examples. How we can see this long-term orientation in their work is that there are a lot of people who stay with their companies for decades at a time. There's not a lot of hopping around like in the tech culture that we see here. And when people find their ikigai, they tend to work in this one role for their lifetime because this is the one something that they have a passion for and is something that they can get paid for doing that they enjoy doing and provides a positive benefit to the society. Another area that we can see the sustainability is in the way that they build their temples and a lot of their old historic buildings. They're all built to last for a long time, thousands of years, and they were maintained with great care. And then the last dimension that we want to talk about with Japan is the uncertainty avoidance. And Japan scores very high on this one as well. They get a score of 92, as we can see here on the uncertainty avoidance from our textbook. And the reason why this is because they preferred structured environments and they prioritized rules and rigid society and careful planning for everything. And I think one of the great examples of why this is because of their geographic location. They're situated in an area that has a lot of earthquakes and tsunamis. So with that comes a lot of uncertainty, and they want to prepare and kind of keep that risk at a minimum. And in another area that we see this is with their spread of disease. They tend to wear masks to avoid spreading disease or catching diseases, and they do this preemptively. And we see that that's another way that they kind of lean towards the risk avoidance. Japan has a high context communication culture. This means that they value harmony and relationships with their communication. They want to avoid confrontation with other people, and they have a lot of nonverbal cues like just silence or their facial expressions and bowing just to show respect for anybody that they're in business relationship with or their superiors or elders. And a little tip that I would give for visitors when they're going to Japan is if you're in a public space or a common area, to not speak on your phones or to not speak loudly at all. Because as you can see in this photo right here of a group of people that are on the metro, everyone seems to just be to themselves and just kind of do their own thing and respect others by maintaining that peace and quiet. And then Japanese foods. There are so many delicious foods to eat in Japan. As you can tell by all the photos that I've shown or shared here from our trips. And we'll only have time to kind of hop into three of them. So I'll try my best to show you guys the things that we like here. So first off is the sushi and sashimi. Sushi is this Japanese vinegar rice. For those that are unfamiliar, and it comes with either raw, uh, usually raw seafood or raw fish that's sliced and placed on top of the little cylindrical shape of rice, and uh, sometimes it can have beef or vegetables as well. And sashimi, on the other hand, it's just thinly sliced raw fish by itself without any rice, and that's so that you can enjoy and kind of taste the texture and the high quality of the fish. The next one is street food, and of the street foods, a couple of ones that I like are yakitori and takoyaki. Yakitori are grilled chicken skewers, and takoyaki are these fried octopus balls that you see in this top right-hand corner. It's like a dough-filled ball, and inside is a little piece of octopus, and on top it's a teriyaki and unagi sauce with some fish flakes on to finish it off. Next up is the donburi. Donburi is a Japanese rice bowl. Not necessarily always a bowl. It could be in a bento box or a bowl or a plate, but it's rice, and on top of the rice is a layer of sliced beef or chicken or duck or any type of meat and vegetable, the tofu that people prefer. And a bonus one I wanted to throw in there are the konbinis. The konbinis are convenience stores in Japan, just like our 7-Elevens here, but they're built very differently. Some of the common ones in Japan are Lawson's, Family Marts, and 7-Eleven. And they have such great foods like these chicken sandals here and a picture of all these other sandals over there on the right-hand side. Well, that's it for me. It was nice getting to know everyone here in the class, and wishing you guys all a great rest of your summer and a wonderful rest of your school semester. Take care.